I bought a full face of $1 makeup, and today we're finding out if expensive makeup is actually worth the price. Is luxury makeup actually better quality, or are we just paying for the branding and the packaging? I got a full face of Shop Miss A makeup products and we're putting it to the test. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right in. And for those who don't know, Shop Miss A is a brand where you can buy makeup products for just over $1 each. So we got this big bag here. It has my entire new face routine. It came nice and packaged, so I've went ahead and unboxed everything. I want to show you guys also the inspo pic for today's look. So I want to try and do a halo eye, something like this with some colors, cute. She has the best eye looks that I have seen in a long freaking time. Her name is Brooklyn. That's what we're going for today. I want to do like a halo eye with a little bit of glitter, something cute, something cute. I haven't done a cute little makeup moment in a long time. So, and the first thing we're going to jump right into is our brows. So I have the AOA Studio Slim Brow Pencil. I got it in the shade dark brown. Okay, it's a nice pencil so far. It actually is kind of soft, so you don't need to apply too much pressure, which I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be like one of those pencils where it's like super hard and like you barely get any pigment off of it, especially for it to be $1. But yeah, she's super pigmented. Okay, I think that looks good. Now let's go and do the next one. I'm really just filling in the tails because the hairs on the front of my brow are pretty thick. Okay, so that's the brows. That was so easy. This product is amazing, and for it to only be $1 and some change, this is why I think most brands, you're paying for the name and the packaging, because for this to perform so well and to be so cheap just proves my point. They look amazing. The color is perfect, like literally spot on, and the product literally went on like butter. And I love how precise the point of the brow pencil is. It's nice and slim. I would 110% recommend this product. It was amazing. So with that being said, let's go on to the next product. Let's jump on to the base. So they didn't have any type of like sticky primer or anything like that, so I just went with what I could find, which was this primer spray. It is the AOA Studios Primer Face Primer Spray. So I guess we'll give it a shot. It says this primer is supposed to smooth skin texture, controls oil and shine, and hydrates. So let's see if it does any of those things. It's also non-toxic, vegan, and cruelty free. How can they do all of that and charge only $1.88? I don't know. Let's see how it performs. So the primer is nice and dried down. I definitely can see the hydration, like right off the bat. Hydration, it definitely does that. Now as far as smoothing skin texture, no, it does not. Smooth skin texture, if you can see my forehead texture is still there and all that good stuff. And controls oil and shine. No, I actually think it added oil and shine to my face. Definitely added some shine, and if you touch the skin, it kind of feels like there's a film on it. So don't love the primer. However, let's see how the foundation sits on top of this, because it is kind of oily, if I would say so myself. It makes my skin feel a little bit oily. So let's go in with foundation. So I have here the AOA Studio Satin Drops. I got it in 2 different shades because I didn't know which one would fit my skin tone best, because it's summer, so we're a little bit darker than usual. Gonna shake these up really nicely. So I got shade T1 and T2. We might have to mix them together. We'll see. Hopefully I got a good shade match. This foundation is supposed to be lightweight, a natural satin finish that never feels heavy, buildable, so it's a customizable coverage, and long wearing. So let's put that to the test. I'm going to take a little bit of the darker shade because I just feel like this one will suit me better. Oh, she's thick. It's pretty thick. It's like coating the tube. Like, look, it's so thick. I don't think this is the best application or packaging idea for this one. It should have probably been in like a squeezy tube instead of a glass bottle, but we'll see how it blends out. I think the shade will be fine. It matches pretty well. And then I also got the Paw Paw blender sponge. Feels really nice and soft. I really like that. Me personally, I don't like to like soak my sponges. I feel like if you get a really soaked sponge, it kind of messes up my makeup. It makes me a little bit patchy, so I'm just gonna spray it with some primer. Let's see how this works as a blender. It feels really, really nice and soft, so we're just gonna go in and blend. Okay, I feel like this is giving a nice coverage. As you can see, it covered up some of my hyperpigmentation in this area. Now, I don't know if it's the primer, but it's looking very, very dewy. It definitely feels nice and lightweight, nothing heavy. It feels like I really don't have anything on my skin, so I do like that. And I do think it looks pretty good. It did a good job at covering most of my hyperpigmentation and marks on this side. Now on this side, I want to go in with one of the brushes that I got. So I have this brush right here. It's the high def brush number F6. It is a ultra plush densely packed velvety fibers designed to help create a flawless high def even finish in any lighting. They are 100% synthetic fibers, so they are vegan and cruelty free. Let's just get into it and see how it blends out this side. Uh-oh, don't love that the hairs are coming out on my face. Look, no. Yeah, immediately no. I have hair fibers all over my face. That's so annoying. Ew. So far no on the face brush. I'm gonna go back in with the sponge to finish blending. Honestly, I don't hate the foundation. I do want to see if it is actually buildable, so I'm gonna add a little bit more on top on this side where you can see like my dark scars and hyperpigmentation. The only thing I don't love so far about it is this application. Okay, I think I got a little bit more coverage out of it. So I do actually feel like I was able to build the coverage up a bit. Definitely with the hyperpigmentation that I struggle with all the sides. Like I have some pretty dark marks and I feel like I got to build that up quite a bit. But I do feel like it is a natural coverage. It is definitely lightweight on the skin. It feels like I'm not even wearing anything on my skin. So we love that. Yeah, I actually really do enjoy this foundation. I would recommend this. All right. On to the next step, which is concealer. So for concealer, I got this Flawless Liquid Concealer AOA Studio. This claims to feel like a second skin, moisturizing, blendable, weightless, and anti-crease. Now anti-crease is a big claim. I tend to crease kind of badly under my eyes, so I guess I'm the perfect candidate to test this out. So let's see if those claims are true. This is also a non-toxic and cruelty-free, as they claim on their website, and of course it was $1.88. It comes in this type of applicator with the wand. The wand is nice and skinny, and the application bottle is fine. Like, I'm not a big person on packaging, so this type of packaging actually works for me. So let's see how it goes on. It's actually a pretty nice color. It's gonna be very bright under eyes today. It feels good going on, I will say that. It feels nice and creamy and it's not doing anything weird. Okay, so that is the concealer on. I did get another brush, but now that I tried out the brush and it did that, I'm kind of skeptical to try this one out. But it's this brush right here. It's the F8 brush. Let's see if it does anything weird. If it's weird under the eye, I'm just gonna go back in with the sponge. It's a perfect shape for under the eye, but if it does that with the bristles, okay, it's not shedding so far. Under eye is always kind of a weird spot. Ooh, I like it so far. Okay, let me zoom you guys in. You guys see nice and up close. Like, it's giving me a nice like matte under eye and it's smooth. Look at that. When it comes to concealer, it's definitely hit or miss for me because a lot of concealers crease so much under my eye, but look how nicely this is blending. Look at that. The brush is nice too. It gets right up on there. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. You guys, I'm not even being dramatic. It looks good. So far, no creases. We're gonna let it sit for a minute because I have to go in with my liquid bronzer. So we'll see if it creases over the next few minutes here. But it definitely is moisturizing, definitely blendable, definitely a nice medium coverage. And you probably could build it up to a high coverage, but I like it just like this, nothing more, nothing less. And it's definitely weightless. So that product is definitely a hit. I would recommend you go grab that one for sure. So next we're going to go in with bronzer, and I have this one right here. It's called the Honey Hour Liquid Bronzer, and I got this in the shade Nectar Drift. The shade is a little bit red, but we'll see how it looks on the skin. This is supposed to be hydrating, enhancing, and vitamin C, whatever that means. It's non-toxic, vegan, and cruelty-free. It's also a doe foot applicator like the concealer, but the component is a hard plastic as opposed to a soft plastic. So let's see. I suck at contouring my nose, so just don't even mind me. I'll learn one day. Today is probably not going to be that day. I like my contour to be a little bit darker than this. That's all, of course, just personal preference. I just like to look nice and bronze. Now I've got another brush, and I hope this one doesn't do what that foundation brush did. The hairs look a little bit more tightly packed, so maybe it will perform a bit better than that one. This is a contour brush. It is the F9 brush, so I'm just gonna go in and blend this out. Okay, so this one is also shedding a bit, not as bad as the other one so far. So that's how it's looking blended out. For the nose, I'm actually gonna go in with this smaller angled brush. This is the E109. I'm gonna go in and try to fix my nose contour really quick with a little bit more concealer, because right now it's looking muddy. But besides me trying to fix my nose contour, I think the bronzer actually performed well. It's a little bit sticky, but it does dry down a little bit, and the consistency is not as watery as it looked when it went on. It's a little bit thicker, so I do like it. I just don't love the color. I like to look a little bit more bronzy and like golden. This is just a little bit too muted for me. It felt good on the skin, nice and lightweight. So I'm gonna try to fix my nose really quickly, and then I will be back to try out some powders and eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm back, and I think we fixed the nose contour. I literally don't want to keep talking about this concealer, but I don't know what I love more, the fact that it's so affordable or the fact that it makes my under eye look this good. There's no creases. It's been about what, 5 minutes since I started my nose contour. No creases under my eyes, and that's crazy to me because the concealer that I use right now is like 4 to 5 times the price of this one right here, and this is just so good. It's so good. Now let's go on to the next step and set our face, and hopefully this doesn't ruin the base. So I have the AOA Perfect Finish Press Powder. This is going to be for the entire face, and then I also have the AOA Perfect Setting Powder, and this is a loose powder. So we're going to try them both. So this says it is a super fine powder. It helps makeup last all day long. No flashback in photographs. So let's see how this applies to the under eyes. This is what it's looking like. It's a nice yellow color. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and go in with my Morphe sponge to go underneath the eyes because I didn't get any of the sponges on the site. I'm gonna take some of the powder. I like to pat it on the back of my hand a bit, and we're gonna go right in to the under eye. And I like to go just around the nose as well. Okay, that's looking good. So that's how it's looking up close. It's nice and matte. I like the powder as well. It's perfect for brightening the under eye, and I made it nice and matte. So the press finishing powder says it is anti-shine, blurring, long wearing, and it is a matte finish and lightweight. This one you just dust all over your face to blur everything out. I'm just gonna go into the powder. This is a brush that I already own as well. This is an e.l.f. brush, and I'm just gonna set the face, especially under the contour. You always want to just define that a little more. Okay, I like that. It made everything nice and matte, nothing sticky. I like it. I definitely recommend it, and they have plenty of shades in this one. For my bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Ruby Kisses in shade 15 to just set it, and my Real Techniques brush. Just setting everything so she's not on so shiny. So this is the base all done so far. We're gonna add some blush. We gotta add some color, but this is how we're looking. I think everything up close looks nice and smooth. The under eye looks impeccable. I think this is the best my under eye has looked in a very long time. I'm happy with everything so far. So now I'm just gonna go in and start an eyeshadow look. So let's see how these eyeshadows perform. I have the AOA Studios Colorful Canvas eyeshadow palette in Romanticism. It's a 9 shadow palette, and all of these look so pretty. So I am excited to try that out. And then I also got something that I never use, and it's this Wonder Glitter Gel Topper, and it's so pretty. So I'm excited to play with this one. So let me pull up my inspo pics. Okay, so let's give it a try. I have a few of their eyeshadow brushes to try out as well. So let's jump into it. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right up here. Nice and pigmented already. So for Halo Eye, we're just gonna go on the outside and build up the color. And we're gonna do the same thing on the inside, and we're gonna leave the middle as blank as we can. So far I feel like these shadows are blending out really nicely, and they're very pigmented. Now I'm gonna go in with the lighter mauve color, this one I think. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't wear eyeshadow, but this is fun. So yeah, we're gonna go over the edges with that one. Ooh, I like this color a lot. We're getting a teeny tiny bit of fallout, but nothing major at all. Okay, so I honestly think that's good enough. I'm just going to put some concealer there. I'm going to do the same thing over on this eye, and I will be right back. So this is what I have so far. I cheated just a little bit. I went in with one of my other palettes, my Juvia's Place palette, because this doesn't have a color deep enough, so I will critique it on that. I think it does need like maybe a dark purple instead of this lavender purple, maybe a dark purple, maybe a black instead of this color here, because it's definitely lacking some depth. Other than that, I do think these shadows blend really well and they're really smooth, and for the price you really cannot beat that. I'm just gonna go in and put a little concealer right here. I want to show you guys. Okay, so that's how that's looking. And now I do want to kind of try one of their shimmers, but this glitter is like really calling me. Okay, maybe we can layer it. So I'll go in with this pink from the palette. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty. That's a pretty pink. I think that looks cool. I still want to play with this glitter. Ooh, it's a chunky glitter. She's chunky. Ooh. It has like hearts and stars. That's so cool. It's a really chunky glitter. I didn't expect that. Overall, I loved every single eye product so far. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. So the next product that I have here is a liquid eyeliner. Look at this component. How freaking cute is that? It's called AOA Studio Liquid Eyeliner. Of course, I got it in the shade black. So this eyeliner is supposed to be waterproof. It's a fine tip brush and it says high performance. It's a smudge proof liquid eyeliner, and then it is non-toxic, vegan, and cruelty free. So let's try it out. This is how it looks. It's a nice felt tip liner, nice and sharp. I'm really bad at eyeliner, so I do have to focus on this portion. I'm gonna give it a nice shake, give it a fair chance. Performed really well. It's a nice jet black and it's super crisp. I love this pen, and I'm really bad at eyeliner, so this is basically a saving grace for me right now. I think this eyeliner is really good. If you're good at eyeliner, you have be on fleek and like boom really quick, really easy. It's honestly easy even for me to use, and I don't wear eyeliner. I suck at eyeliner. I love this one. On to the next step for the eyes. So we're gonna move on to the mascara. I have the Limitless Length Mascara. This is supposed to be a lengthening, long wearing lightweight mascara. This is the wand. It is not a plastic wand, so let's give it a go and see what it does for the eyes. Hopefully it does lengthen. I don't really. Okay, so right off the bat, no clumping at all. It's keeping the lashes nice and separated, but I also feel like nothing is coming off. Hold on, am I crazy? There's nothing coming off of this. Oh no. No. Yes, queen, give me nothing. Also, this component is kind of strange. I've never seen a squeezy tube mascara, but okay, so we're going in with the second coat. It literally looks like I have nothing on my lashes. Like, I'm applying it how I normally do. It's giving nothing. It looks like I have on nothing on my lashes, so I'm gonna say this is a fail. Even with 2 coats, it's not giving anything. I just feel like it doesn't stick to the lashes. Maybe it's the formula of the mascara itself. It's just not sticking to my lashes. So next for the eyes, I'm going to try out some lashes. I'm not a lash wearer often, but these were really cute, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. If we're gonna do a full face, we're gonna do a full face. So I have these AOA Studio Elizabeth lashes. They're 100% natural hair. It says lightweight, and there's a clear lash band. I thought they were cute. They look nice and natural. I only wear lashes underneath. I don't know how to put them on top, so I'm glad they are a nice thin band. And I'm gonna use the brush on mascara. I think I'm allergic to this, but we'll do it for the vid, right? So I got one on. It looks super duper natural. Super easy to apply as well. I just stick it right underneath. Just like that. I really like these. They're nice and natural. They feel super lightweight. The band is nice and thin, so they're super easy to put on underneath. And yeah, I like them. So that's definitely a go. Last for the base, we're going to go in with blush. I have this AOA Studio blush right here, Cloud Flush Blush, and I got it in the shade Billowy Rose, and it has like just a regular little plastic component, but the color is so pretty. So we're just going to go in with that really quick on the face. Oh yes, Yes, she's pretty. I like this shade a lot. I'm gonna go under the eye just a little bit. I like to go on my forehead even just a tiny bit, just so it all looks super cohesive on the nose and on the chin. So that's the blush on, and I think it looks really pretty. The shade is perfect. It's supposed to be buildable, long wearing, and natural finish. It definitely gives a natural finish. Let's see if it's buildable. I'm just gonna try to put a little bit more on. Let's see how bright we can get it. Yeah, it's nice and buildable. Love it. Love this blush. I have nothing bad to say about it. 10 out of 10. Eyes are done, base is done, and last but not least, we have lips, my favorite part. So I got a couple lip liners here. I got one in the shade Cocoa. This is the waterproof lip liner. This is so cool. It comes with a sharpener on the end. Like, that is so cool. I've never seen anything like that. That is the smartest thing I've ever seen when it comes to a lip liner ever. So like I was saying, I got two shades, one in the shade Cocoa and Noir. Noir would probably work better for me just because I have a dark lip line already, so I need something a little bit darker to accommodate that. So let's go in with Noir. Yeah, this is a nice shade. I do think it's a little bit hard. To me, that just means it's not gonna smudge as easy. So that's what it looks like. So yeah, I think this is a nice lip liner so far. It doesn't seem like it's going to smudge, and the color is perfect for me. It claims to be long wearing, creamy, pigmented, and nourishing. I don't know how long wearing it is, but it definitely does feel creamy once you warm it up a little bit. At first it's a little bit hard, but as I was applying it and it warmed up, it got a little bit more creamy. Definitely pigmented. It's the perfect color. It's darker than my lip line, which we love. And I don't know as much as nourishing. It feels good, and if it has vitamin E in it, I guess it is nourishing. And again, this is non-toxic, vegan, and cruelty free. So far I love it. So now let's go in with our lip color. I have the lip glaze here, and I got it in two different shades. I have the shade Strawberry and Candy. I'm gonna go in with Candy because I feel like it matches the vibe a little bit better. And tell me what this looks like to you. This looks like the Roll Peptide lip gloss. Yeah, definitely duping. So let's see how this goes on. That's how it comes out of the component. It doesn't look very pigmented, but let's see it on the lips. Oh, that feels amazing. My lips are so dry. Okay, so let's do the test. Okay, it has a little bit of the stringiness, but nothing crazy. Definitely 110% feels hydrating. Like, it feels amazing. As soon as I put it on, I was like, ooh, that feels good. So it claims to be glossy, check. Hydrating, definitely. And buildable. I don't know what buildable means, if it means in the color or the amount, so it doesn't get gloopy. But I put on 2 layers and it's not gloopy or anything like that. Color wise, it's barely tinted. It looks like something, but not much. Honestly, I love this, and for it to only be $1.88, you need to get your hands on it. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to order all the rest of them because it feels amazing. It has a nice smell to it, nothing crazy. You know, the Summer Fridays, each one smells like a food or like candy or something. This one doesn't have that strong of a smell, but it does smell good. I like them a lot. I think that looks really cute. So last but not least, I have one last product, and that is the AOA setting spray. So our setting spray claims to lock in makeup, have a natural finish, and is long wearing. Let's go ahead and see if that's what it's giving. The mist on it is a little bit strong. It comes out kind of in droplets, but I'm kind of used to that. The NYX setting spray that I use is the same way, so it kind of feels like the same exact application. But let's see what it's giving after it sets down. Okay, so this is the final look with everything set down. I think the setting spray gave me a nice natural finish to the skin, so I do like that. It made everything look nice and melted together. Loved it. Hello. So I'm gonna show you guys wear test. It's been about 6-7 hours. Okay, so let's see. Of course, where my glasses were. It's coming off a bit. The eyeshadow still looks good. Lashes are fine. And look, the lip liner is still on too. I've eaten, I've drinking stuff, and the lip liner is still there. So the waterproof or smudge proof claim is definitely true. Yeah, I think everything held up nicely. So final thoughts. I think Shop Miss A is a hit. Like, I cannot believe half of these products were no more than $2. I only had one miss on a product, and it was this mascara right here. Oh, and one brush. This brush and the mascara were my only 2 fails. Every single other product hit the mark and it knocked it out of the park. I would 110% recommend this brand. It is amazing. For the quality, for all of it to be non-toxic, cruelty-free. You guys let me know what you think of their brand down below in the comments. And if you think that makeup brands are really just charging us for that packaging and branding. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.